picking up from waste yarn is a useful skill to have. It pops up in quite a few places. Obviously, you need waste yarn to pick up from waste yarn. So here I'm just switching colors in a sense and knitting 8 or 10 rows on top of my main yarn in a yarn that's of similar weight. Here you can see from the purl side that there is a clear distinction between what's main yarn and what's waste yarn. I can easily see, again from the purl side, those purl bumps, and that's what I'm going to pick up to put back on the machine. If you fold the waste yarn back, it puts those purl bumps along the top edge, making it that much easier to pick up. I'm going to hang the same number of stitches I knit across. The edge stitches tend to be the toughest to find. Here, of course, I'm on a bulky machine and I'm knitting at a huge stitch style setting, so it's a bit easier to see, but any method for picking these up works quite nicely. Once you get used to this and a little bit more comfortable, you can use the double or triple prong tool and make pretty quick work of hanging all these stitches across the needle bed. Once I've hung all the stitches back, I'm going to leave the waste yarn on and simply put my main yarn back into the carriage. Keep some manual tension on the two yarn ends that end and start the waste yarn and continue knitting. You should still be able to see sort of a separation row or faux separation row on the purl side of the knitting. From the front, the waste yarn is just trapped between the two sections of knitting, and at this point can be pulled away. Since we didn't bind the waste yarn off, just pull from the end of the knitting and it'll unravel across the row itself. Alternatively, you could have knit a row of ravel cord, making a separation row and pulled that out, but either method is just fine.